very interesting headlines today. I'll be looking at them one after the other. Our guest is in the studio already, and we'll be talking about some of these issues as we look at them together. Mr. Bayo Ogundimu is a public commentator. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's take off with one of the Vanguard headlines today. Sponsors of protest in diaspora now on watch list. In that statement, is credited to the immigration boss. The federal government is not taking with kid gloves the involvement of some citizens in the diaspora in the planning and execution of the Hunger strike as the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kemi Nanda, says the sponsors of the End Bad Governance protest in the diaspora are on the watch list and they will be arrested whenever they come back into the country. Well, this is an issue that I've been in the talking space for some time, but now taking a new dimension, the government is now looking towards those who have been like fueling, so to say, this end government protest. They are not in Nigeria, but they are Nigerian citizens and people, and they are now saying they are on watch list.
Well, thank you very much, Debo. Thank you, Titi. Good morning, listeners. It's my pleasure being here again. Yeah, I'm going to start with this popular adage that says a stitch in time saves nine. I'm sure that the measure by the government, as represented by the Nigerian Immigration Service, should not be seen to be out of place. Yes, I've also heard it in the news. I read on social media that government is aware, is having information that uh, some Nigerians in the diaspora, and in fact also some people over there are fueling the crisis. Like we did say, and I will continue to say, there is nothing wrong in protests. It is to bring to the fore what what the citizens want, which government of necessity must listen to. But a situation where we have this kind of infiltration from the diaspora should be looked into seriously, because if not, it portends a lot of danger for the security of the nation and what have you. And if care is not taken, I have a feeling that the protesters may not want to end it all in a hurry, so to say. The protest is meant for 10 days. Today is the eighth day. And I think that all efforts should be geared towards ensuring that this thing is over. Yes, the Nigerians have a right, just like any other citizens of the world over there, to protest, to bring to the attention of government uh, what government ought to do that it is not doing. But like people will say, enough should be enough at a point in time. But that is not to say that government should not listen. Government should listen to what the people are saying and do the needful in terms of addressing those needs. You also recall that some tailors were arrested in some country, sewing the Russian flags and all of that. Every effort should be made to ensure that this infiltration is made to be allowed to occur at all. Because for development to take place, we also need peace. And there is no peace, there cannot be development.
Okay, Mr. Okundimo, we're still talking about the protest. Okay, now before we continue, it's very important we quickly go on this break. We'll be right back. Adjust the microphone. protest, the Chief of Defense Staff (CDS) said, General Christopher Musa, he said security forces are after only enemies of state, and he said that the military and security agencies are after those that are behind a call for undemocratic change of government. Still talking about the End Bad Governance protest. General Musa said this on Tuesday during a combined news conference by the heads of security agencies and service chiefs. So let's look at what Christopher Musa said. Is it really what it meant that they are after only enemies of state with the shootings and what have you?
If you look at it very well, yes, the security agencies, and especially this time around, represented by the Chief of Defense Staff, um, especially the Defense Headquarters, has a duty to ensure the security of the nation, just like some other security agencies. But if you read Professor Wole Soyinka's reaction to the president's speech, in which he said the president, the Nobel laureate, has pointed out that the president did not, in his address, um, address the issue of using lethal weapons on protesters. Um, this is something that calls for serious concern, and I think that the security agencies, the defense agency should look at it. The protesters once in a while may want to go the extra mile to do the unthinkable, but in civilized nations, I'm not sure that they are visited with to the extent that some of them will be killed in the process. We've had cases, we've had news of those that have been killed in the process. As much as possible, the defense headquarters, represented by those that have been drafted out to keep the peace, should ensure that this is kept to the press. As a matter of fact, nobody should be killed in the process, no matter excesses displayed, because a human life is I don't think we can place a value, because once that life goes, there's no way it will come back. And government all over should be weary of losing lives just that way. It is not enough for the chief of defense staff to say that. It is also important or incumbent to say that the CDS should ensure that this thing is done in the most professional way. Its men should be talked to, because again, there could be human excesses. Some people love when they are on top of situations and they are able to do whatever, especially when they are with the weapons. Professionalism should be brought in this instance. How is it being done in the civilized world? I think we should not condone such a thing. I'm not in support of the use of
Leather weapons.
no.
All right, thank you very much. Now, one of the most remarkable steps taken by the administration in addressing some of the issues that led to the End Bad protest is the tax waiver on food items, which Mr. President promised that will be implemented for about 6 months to ensure that the price of food comes down and all that. Now, the Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Bashiru Adeniyi, said that the implementation of a waiver of taxes on imported food items and drugs will commence next week. That's in the papers this morning. He stated on that yesterday, he mentioned that yesterday at a joint press briefing by service chiefs and heads of security agencies in Abuja. So, what should Nigerians expect from this?
Let me start by this adage, which I will translate in Yoruba. The Yorubas have a saying that when hunger is removed from poverty, then poverty is more or less non-existent. Tí ebi bá kúrò nínú ìṣẹ́, ìṣẹ́ bù ṣe. I am. Let's see how it goes. Government will come up with policies, but at the level of implementation, we have issues. uh, once people are able to eat, I think half of the problems we are having in Nigeria will have been solved. People should have access to, getting some of these items. But again, while government is doing that, efforts should also not be spared in ensuring that we go to the agricultural sector and develop it. Because if this thing will exist for 6 months, what happens after 6 months? So it is important that we ensure that while the measure is being put in place, then there are also policies that will be effected to ensure that our agric sector is much more developed. Everybody should be involved in farming now. So I expect that when the thing comes on board, yes, we should have enough food items, we should have, and this should translate into the reduction in the prices of foods that are daily escalating. You discover that our people are also taking advantage of the whole situation, even when they have reasons not to put unnecessary price or unnecessary price hike. People do it because everything we want to ensure that we seize the opportunity of whatever is
Maximize
happening to
profits.
maximize our profit. It should not be profit and profit and profit alone. We should also look at the feelings of the people. It's a welcome development, but let's see how
It
it will
goes.
be implemented.
Okay. All right. Still the review segment with Mr. Bayo Okun. And when we come back, probably we'll open lines for you to be able to contribute on this program this morning. With Mr. Ogunjimu. That's the headline review with Mr. Ogunjimu. Now let's go to Nasarawa State, where the government says it is ready to pay 70,000 naira minimum wage. It said it's ready to pay that to the civil servant, Mr. Peter Hemba, the senior special assistant to Governor Abdullahi Sule on public affairs, stated this on Tuesday when he visited the office of the corresponding chapel in Nasarawa State. Not that Nasarawa is ready to pay 70,000 naira minimum wage. What happens to other states who are not ready? What other state governors who say they're not ready to pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage?
Thank you. I know that just a few states, have come out to say they cannot pay. But I want to look at it this way. Before this figure was arrived at, there were a series of sessions that were held, tripartite meetings of those that should be involved, a kind of bargaining and all of that. And at the level of the governors forum, the governors were represented by a representative of the government, or representatives of the governor rather. I want to believe that the labor leaders or labor unions in all the states, especially those states that are saying they cannot pay, should be ready for serious showdown with those governors. I have a very strong conviction that no governor should come out now to say that he cannot pay the 70,000 naira new minimum wage uh, just signed into law. Before the figure was arrived at, like I said, there were a series of negotiations, there were a series of meetings. Don't forget the fact that Labour started with something like 600 and something thousand naira. Later, Labour came down to 250,000 naira. Later, it was speculated that Labour was going to settle for either 100,000, 105,000 naira. And at that level, one expected, yes, that 100,000 naira, 105,000 naira minimum wage shouldn't be too much for any state to pay. But again, the governors and the private sector came up to say no, they cannot pay. In this present day Nigeria, I'm not sure that 70,000 naira is too much for any government or any private sector that is what it solves. I don't think it is too much for anyone to say he cannot pay. 70,000 naira. What is the average spending per day? Um, right now, the fuel price has come to stabilize at around 820, 850 naira. Since the beginning of this week, or I would say since the beginning of the month, I've been buying at either 820 naira or 850 naira. If you want to get it at 580 naira, then you have to go and queue up at the few NNPC fueling stations all over. How many of them do we have? Of course, you have to go to your office. The rule of punctuality is there and all of that. So, the averagely in a day, one is spending about at the least is about 8,500 naira. For heaven's sake, I work in Alabata, Federal University of Agriculture. I live in Olumori. So to go from Olumori to Alabata, I will not need less than 10 liters of fuel every day. So now multiply that in 5 days. It comes to how much?
That's about 8,005 in a week.
In
In a
8,500
day.
naira in a day,
Yes.
multiplied by 5. There are still other things that you still have to attend to. There are still family issues. You have your children to take care of. You have old members of the family. For heaven's sake, no governor should come out to tell us that he cannot pay the 70,000 naira. Apart from the federal allocation, these governors or these states are also they also have their internally generated revenue mechanisms. Are they saying that they are not generating any revenue at all? So it's only the federal allocation that will be dependent upon. I mean, forget it. Forget the chairman of the PDP governors forum, the Bauchi state governor, saying he cannot pay. I'm sure at the end of the day,
About said if he pays, there won't be anything left.
it's like let him come out clean and tell us how much that will come to in terms of the cost and what other things that the government is expected to do. I think that 70,000 naira, Labour has been very, very magnanimous in accepting such.
All right, it's morning flights, OGBC 9.5 FM. Mr. Bayo Budimu is very much in the house with us. As we take a look at some of the newspaper headlines this morning. In the dailies, we take a message shortly, and then when we come back, we'll be looking at an issue that Mr. Budimu just mentioned, that is supply of petrol and all that in our nation presently. Stay with us.
Okay, we are opening the lines now. 0803-437-9453. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Titilope.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Who is your partner there?
The Black Prince is here, Debo.
Oh, Black Prince.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Thank God. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Brother Bayo.
Good morning, Baba. How are you, sir? And how is Ilaro this morning?
Ilaro is very peaceful
We thank
today.
God. Thank God.
And we thank God there had been no protests.
You have been able to put it in check.
Yes.
We thank God.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think the labor union had been extraordinarily considerate for accepting 70,000 naira. If you look at the breakdown properly, that 70,000 naira cannot yet satisfy a single person. If you break it down properly, work out how much is going to spend on transportation, how much is going to spend on a rentage before coming to what the same person will eat. So labor has been extraordinarily considerate. If any governor or government will now say it cannot pay it, that will be tantamount to wickedness. That. Then as per the provision of food items at subsidized rates, the government will be doing that for 6 months. I want to believe that all governors, because when we talk about this thing, it's not Mr. President alone that will have to be in action to put things in order. I think all governors should now be very actively engaged on preparing to put what Baba Awolowo did those days in place. I'm talking of farm settlements.
The farm settlements, yes, sir.
Farm settlements. And put the young people who are ready to work there, provide them with agricultural implements.
And the basic necessities of life too, sir. So that they don't run back to the urban centers.
Yes, the basic necessities of life, like
Electricity. Yes,
electricity,
it's important.
and yes, and water, and all those things that they will need to use that will not make them run back to the cities. If that is done immediately now, by the time we would, by the time the subsidy will run out, there will be available food for everybody. We don't have to depend on a fire brigade approach in everything. I think enough is enough about that. Good morning. Wale Owosheni is my name. I come from Iran.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-026. Those are the lines to call.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Belinda.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Bado.
Good morning, sir.
I am talking about subscription and not paying 7,000 naira. No, that's all I want. How much are they paying themselves? How much are they paying their salary? And they are coming upon this. That's true. That is what they do. If it was this governor, if they cannot pay this governor I think the government should the government should make to establish some settlement that makes that each local government and supply their factors and supply all necessary factors so that we can produce.
Enough food.
That is what I'm saying to happen. I'm talking about Nigerian diaspora who is sponsoring this well, if there are some of them who are sponsoring anti-government or things like that reasonable, yes, we should take them to the car and then make transfer them to them. Those that are diaspora, they are also Nigerians. I don't think they're getting along if they have the hand in organizing the protest because they are also Nigerians and they have to put people in Nigeria who are living here. But if the next thing criminal they have done, that is when we should penalize if they can stop. But it's not because people die that they should be planning and then into the problem. And as soon as they come back, they are the same. You know, that's like something good now. I don't think they should I'm not sure. Well, I read that point. We should not be flexible. That's when we start to go from the shower.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day too. 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-022. Say a review of the headlines this morning with Mr. Bayo Kondimo. Yes, that's we're having a pick on them one after the other, and we do hope you have an opinion too. Welcome on board. What's your name?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Babaido, please turn down the volume on your radio.
Okay, give me 10 minutes.
Maybe you call us back. 0803-437-9453 or 0815-032-036. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio, please.
Thank you very much. I'm Elijah from Chagam.
Good to have you, Alaji.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what I'm saying I have, this month today, we have spent more than 40,000 on food. And I think what the government should do, if they consider this, is that they can cost of governance. For example, in 1973, when I lost my job, I had a daughter in university. I had to go and do some slavery job somewhere. In addition to that, we use our spending at home to make sure that gas system in school is the medical students. And I think we can think that way and consider things better. In addition, we need the local government that should be permanent plantation and the Babylon used to do things. This will start in that the future of the brighter for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
God bless you too.
Thank you very much.
Alaji and Deputy. All right, we'll take more calls on 0803-437-9453. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Papa Bona here again.
All right, thank you for
From
calling.
Yegreki.
All right, sir.
I like to support the board two speakers. Any governor who wishes not to pay that 70,000 naira is the enemy of that office. Wait, and this let us talk of their own security. Security alone. Another very expensive. I'll do something that not to pay that 70,000. Yeah, the enemy of the masses. But I think no problem will get it.
Thank you very much. 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning to you,
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
morning.
sir.
the good father.
Welcome, good father.
Thank you, my brother. You see, this government that I said they cannot pay that 70,000 naira. I think for the best of my knowledge, the application these governors are now receiving is far bigger than the one they were receiving before. So any governor that now says he cannot pay that 70 naira, 60,000 naira, then should go and ask the governor of the state, the governor of Lagos State, why are they saying that 70 people Lagos spend more than 70,000, 77,000 plus? They don't spend 70,000. So why are they saying they cannot pay? Like I said, the allocation they now take home is far, if you look at the history of this country, is the highest so far. So any governor that says he cannot pay that 70,000, then maybe that man is next to corruption. He wants to do something with the allocation he receives. If he says he cannot pay that 70,000, then for this protest, I don't know why Mr. President can want to the protesters. Because if you look at Bangladesh now, the protesters made the prime minister to resign because of their demand. Even in Kenya, William Ruto has now acceded to most of the demands of the protesters. That's why in our country, our man is so rigid and so arrogant that he cannot even address what the protesters are saying. That is absurd to me, and I really don't know how well. So that is my take this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Babarere. All right, so Mr. Okundimo, let's take a look at the fuel queues to clear. That I'm coming from, the Punch newspaper, where we have it that fuel queues to clear as loading resumes at depot. The queues at filling stations for pure motor spirit, popularly called petrol, may subside this week as PMS loading has resumed in Lagos depot. It was reported on Saturday that the depot owners decided not to open for business because of the hunger protest that started on Thursday.
But I think the fuel queues had been there even before the commencement
Of the protest.
of the protest. So nobody should come out to say that we have the queues because
Of the
of
protest.
the protest. No, nobody is going to take that. But we'll be happy if the queues should subside, because honestly, Nigerians are suffering. We are getting it at a very high price, even at the level of the removal of the subsidy, but still we are not enjoying the supply. So whatever bottlenecks, whatever is hindering the free flow of supply, we should be removed in the immediate. It's just in our own interest, in our best interest, that this is done. Because how can you be paying for as much as 850 naira? In fact, some stations are even selling at 900 naira, yet you cannot get. Where you find the queues, you find a lot of hiccups to get the fuel. So we can't really wait to have those queues vamoose from all our fueling stations. It is really not palatable at all. So we can't wait to have a free flow of I mean a situation where we can buy fuel very easily. We drive in, not minding the price, then we buy and we move out. Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
I'm not talking on behalf of the government, but let's look at that way. Right. If we compare that first debt that we should pay 70,000, one, it will be, but let's look at this way. The workers will be reduced. One. So, the employment, non-availability of employment, will be the big issue. Now,
You are just being sympathetic to them. Well, let's quickly look at it. When the minimum wage was 18,000 naira,
Yeah.
what was the volume of employment? When it was 30,000 naira, was the government employing? No. You see, it's not. Are we saying that over the years there hasn't been increase in revenue generation? The governors should come out clean to let us know how much is being generated every month, what comes in from the federal allocation every month. Just oppose that. Again, from the information released by the Minister of Information in the last how many months now, the federal government claimed it has released 570 billion naira to all the states. If you factor this, if you divide this, when I did, at least no governor or no state government will receive less than 15 billion naira since then. Yes, 570 divided by 36. Go and look at it. It's about 15.3333 and something. That's about 15 point something billion naira. What are they doing it with it? You see, the governors have become so complacent that they go camp in hand every month to Abuja for the federal allocation. There are things we can do within our state to make money, and it's not that these governors are not making money. They are. They should come out clean. Nigerians should ask them questions. What are they doing with our money? Go around all the states and see the state of our roads. So what are we talking about?
Hello.
No, I disagree with the caller anyway.
Hello.
But everybody is entitled to his opinion.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
And I want to respond to that the present state of the petrol in the petrol station. Honestly, the government should do more. For two things, this petrol and this collapse of national grid. Because there is you cannot go 3 months without queuing, coming back to the petrol station. And you cannot see 3 months without hearing that the national grid has collapsed. So this government is just taking Nigerians for us. These are two important, facilities that Nigerians are supposed to enjoy. Look at it now. Most of the petrol stations in Manhattan, whether the dispensing for only one in front of the state police headquarters, 820 naira per meter.
Yes.
How can you do that? How can you get petrol without 800? If you want to buy 10 liters, that should be about 1,200 naira. And those two things that I said, national grid, electricity collapsing everything. Before 3 months, you must hear, even right now, it is blackout. Petrol station, the way you get well at the normal either 580 or something, it's always jam-packed.
Up on this program. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Okay, go ahead, sir.
If any government says he cannot afford that 17,000 naira, they should just ask him to leave the government house. It's not good. You see, the other time they said 30,000 naira minimum wage or something. fuel is available. If our now see, I am always for we have four here. For the past years now, before the Debo comes, the refinery has remained adamant money more. You will say they are doing something there, you will hear. So why are they paying them? Why are they there? Why can't they make more to be producing all for forms? If one refinery is available now, you will see that fuel will come down, and when fuel comes down, the price of fuel comes down, things will come down. Everybody will be happy. I bought petrol last at 830 naira. 830 naira. Years back in 1985, to fill the tank of the food, we were a 5 soccer. You will pay that tank for 20 naira. I will say collect it too because I want to collect my money back from government. Look at what we are spending now. Why? If God can spare our life in this time, why is the government want us to die? Why are they suffering us? They should release us from this bondage. It's too much. It is real bondage.
All right.
It's not done at all.
Thank you, Evangelist Alanido.
God bless me and you and those who say amen.
Amen.
God bless us all. All right. So, Mr. Obundimo, in about 60 seconds, your parting shots.
Well, my parting shots is that government should assist us to live. Because right now I see Nigerians just merely existing. We are really not living. And I will also call on Nigerians to keep making efforts to ensure the betterment of this country. We should keep praying. And on our own part, we should keep doing what we are expected to do as citizens of this country. It's only when we do that that we can say that we have a country, and it's only then and then that we can say that Nigeria will be better for all of us. It will be well with Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Bayo Okundemo, for
Thank
coming
you.
this
Thank you.
morning to review these headlines with us on this program. Thank you for coming. And to the production crew, we had as editors Wahido Gujabi and Bishop Budotson, our ICT guys, let me just say, ICT handlers. We had Daniel Okechukwu and Miriam Oguni Dotundu has been the studio manager, and this is the production of Femishola Onide. My name is Titilope. Awobajo. Do have a wonderful day.
Now, Debo, Adeyinka, God bless you there.